what to you, what does it mean to cultivate your relationship with yourself, and why as human beings would it be important for us to do so?
But it just burned in my heart that that was exactly what was right for me. Yes, it can be inconvenient to everyone else that can do all this, but I'm just putting what was in my heart first. And in that moment, there was a part inside of me that was just like, thank you, Dom. Thank you so much. And that just created a deep, deep, deep trust. Beautiful questions. So throughout my 20s, I had a lot of pressure on myself. My original pressure was, if I'm not a millionaire by 21, I suck. Like, I've obviously missed the boat. Got to 21, had $2 in my bank account and a brain injury. So I was pretty far off. Going up through the 20s, then when I'm getting to 25, I think, all right, I really have to go somewhere. And I was starting to do some workshops and I was doing some overseas as well. I was starting to build that up. And then I had a moment that came crumbling down. And so then ended up forming a business with my friend, and we'd worked on that for a number of years, but then had the next sort of line of 30. I'm 31 now. And at 30, in my mid 20s, had a lot of pressure of what I thought I needed to be and have, and a sense of security. And if I didn't have that, then I was even further off. And I just have to come to terms with, maybe you're just not going to be who you want to be and achieve what you want to achieve. So aging towards 30 from 25 onwards was pretty scary. I got to 28 and pretty much all my investments, business, this is during COVID, towards the end of it, and everything was crashing. So was pretty much every asset in my life, going into the negatives, not zero. Going broke would be great. I was going into the negatives. And then I was thinking, okay, this is like the opposite direction. I then, in my mind or in my body, felt when it was at its worst, I actually just want to go walking. And it looked like to a lot of people, just pure escapism. But it just burned in my heart that that was exactly what was right for me. And I didn't know how to explain it to anyone because it looked like I was abandoning the business, abandoning this stuff. And it looked like that. And for sure, maybe there's elements of that. But deep in my heart, I just knew it was what I was meant to do. And I deliberated with it for months. It was agonizing, thinking, how can I'm going to have to just take on the role of this person who is the biggest piece of shit, abandoning everything and going to Europe in the toughest time just to walk around. Luckily, my family around me saw how dark life was really feeling for me. And they're like, you got to go out. You got to go do this. And I told you I was in the negative. So money was really difficult. Luckily, they got together and got me a plane ticket to get over there. Got the plane ticket, went over there. And within a few days, my intuition just told me, go and do the Camino de Santiago and just start walking. And I went there. And on the first day, I think I cried 3 times, just burst out into tears because I had just given myself, I was doing something purely for no other reason, not for anyone else, just purely because it felt right and for me. And it wasn't just something small like, oh, I'm just ordering takeaway tonight. That's just for me. Like, this was truly something that felt, yes, it can be inconvenient to everyone else that can do all this, but I'm just putting what was in my heart first. And in that moment, there was a part inside of me that was just like, thank you, Dom. Thank you so much. Like, you're the coolest to going and doing this experience. As in, just for me, the self inside me felt just safe and so happy that Dom was leading himself on this experience. And so I did that for a month. After that, I came back and I was working with this coach. And a few months after that, I can say that was at 29. It was the first time in my life that I truly loved myself, that I fell in love with myself. It wasn't like this conditional love of, yeah, you're great and all, but you better achieve what you're going to achieve. And why can't you do this? And you should do that. It just like, those things could still fluctuate, but then there was this base level line of, I absolutely love you. And you don't ever have to question that part again. There can still be frustrations, but I love you just the same as someone has that certainty with their own children or their dog or their partner or their best friends. I wanted that for myself. And yeah, that was cultivating on this walk. It was some of the most abundant and rich and safe and capable I've ever felt in my life. And all I had was a backpack and 2 t-shirts and next to no money. Yet it was some of the wealthiest I've ever felt. Maybe that's because I didn't desire anything else, but I just felt so connected, and that felt like I was here in myself. I didn't want to be outside of myself, didn't want to be anyone else. I felt safe here. And that brings a certain warmth. It's like being able to have your own flint and wood, be able to light your own fire. Mm. And you can feel that warmth yourself, and that's a warmth you get to bring to other people too. And I really hope people get to have that warmth, and that fire creates a sense of warmth and safety. And then they also just get to look up at the stars and think about how wonderful this is. And sure, there's the experiences of life and the tough times and everything, but there is a home that you always are, that I'm always at, that a part of me has never left home, and I get to feel that feeling. I think, or I feel, and I truly know in myself that that is a major part of my journey while being alive, to be able to experience that. And then from what happens there, yeah, I think it's truly important.
And you're saying it started from the walk on Camino de Santiago on that.
Yeah, it started because I did what was looked so inconvenient to everyone else, and what I thought I'd be judged, and I felt shame of even pursuing that. And in at the peak of that shame and judgment, I went and did it, and that just created a deep, deep, deep trust. You know, I think a lot of in my life, I'd really wanted to become good at, I guess, appeasing or being able to please people so I could get them to be happy with the things that I want to do. You know, it's like I'm creating the safety, and it's all this effort and energy and work and manipulation just so that I can feel safe to do the thing that I feel a little bit shameful or guilty or scared of or fearful of the judgment of others. So like trying to control the conditions around me so that I can be most safe to just do this. And in that moment, it's just like, all right, I'm done with all this around me. I'm just going to do this. And fuck, that felt powerful.